Be strong.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of American Eye. Sorry for today light, but today is very smoky outside. All the fires in California, Oregon and Washington state make this weather completely horrible, really horrible. It looks like a horror movie background or something like this, and I don't like it. Also smells really bad. But anyways, this is why the lighting here, the light is not fantastic. But still, today I want to talk with you about 5 things that you don't have to do when you're in Italy, or you shouldn't ask when you're in Italy. If you don't want to be seen as a tourist right away, or if you don't want to do or say something wrong. The first thing that you shouldn't do when you're in Italy, either visiting or living there, is do not expect tap water or a glass of water whenever you start sitting at the restaurant. First of all, tap water isn't allowed in Italy. In many places, there are some percentage of chemicals in the water that don't allow restaurants to serve you tap water because it might be contaminated or something like this. I don't think that is really the case, but I think that with the European Union, the standards of the chemicals in the water have to be the same in every single part of Europe. So if it doesn't really correspond to the standards of the UE says, the restaurants cannot serve you tap water. And also, this is not something like in America where they serve you tap water, a glass of tap water with ice as soon as you sit down. No, you have to order it, and usually you order in a bottle. You don't order by the glass, you order by the bottle of water. And water usually is mineral, meaning that it might be also carbonated, but it's naturally carbonated, it's not artificially carbonated. So if this is very interesting, it's such a little difference, but it's an interesting difference. So do not expect tap water when you sit down at the restaurant. Another thing that you shouldn't do when you're in Italy is to drink cocktails or long drinks with your meal or with your main course. For example, say that I order a pizza or a steak or some fish or a pasta or whatever else. You don't want to expect to drink cocktails or long drinks, say for example, I don't know, like Cosmopolitan, Sex on the Beach, or tequila, or something like this. That's not seen as a normal thing in Italy. Cocktails and long drinks usually are for after dinner, so with friends at a bar, not for restaurants, okay? Maybe you can drink spirit after dinner, but not during dinner, not during your meal. This is another interesting difference between the United States and Italy. Another thing that you shouldn't do in Italy is to ask for a latte in a cafe and expect a coffee, because latte in Italy means milk. And I know that you Americans in general, you ask for a latte when you want a caffè macchiato. That's what you should say in Italy, caffè macchiato. And sometimes I see people entering in a cafe because Starbucks are not a thing in Italy, because coffee is so good in Italy that we don't need any Starbucks there. But still, I see Americans or even Australians and Canadians entering a coffee bar in Italy and asking for a latte, and people, like, the waiter serves you the milk in a glass, and people say like, I was expecting coffee, why do you give me milk? Well, because latte in Italian means milk, so expect milk if you ask for a latte. If you want what you mean by latte, you have to ask for caffè macchiato. This is another very funny and interesting difference between the United States and America. Another thing that you should not do in Italy is to use random hand gestures. I know that we Italians are famous for the infamous Italian hand gestures. We use hand gestures a lot. That's obvious, that's stereotypical, but it's true. The problem is that every single hand gesture in Italy has a meaning. So whenever you're in Italy, don't start doing, hey, how are you doing? Ah, come stai? this, here, this. No, you have to behave. You have to know when to use certain hand gestures, because even if you don't mean something, you maybe just want to joke or you just want to be funny, hand gestures mean something. So maybe you are flipping somebody off, you're maybe saying that you hate somebody, you're maybe saying that you're hungry and maybe you're not hungry, or you're saying who are you and maybe you don't want to ask who are you. So you have to be careful. The fact that you go to Italy, the fact that you are in Italy doesn't mean that you can use hand gestures randomly, because every hand gesture as well as every word has its meaning. Another big difference between the United States and Italy is that in Italy, very, very rarely we eat in the car. I know that Americans love to eat in the car, love to leave the car, okay? For us, that's not really the matter. That's not really the situation. So for example, if you go to a drive-thru, say like a Mac drive, and you wanna just eat a Big Mac, or even ordering pizza or whatever, you don't eat in the car. Even if you go through the Mac drive, you don't just stop in the parking lot and eat. No, you just bring it back home and you eat it at home. Or if you want to go McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, even in these fast foods, you eat maybe inside. I probably just probably once I ate inside a McDonald's here in America. Also because I don't like McDonald's a lot. But still, in these fast foods, even in taco shops, I see this happening all the time. Like, people don't eat inside. People eat in the car, or just take away and then take it home. In Italy, you don't eat in the car. That's really, really weird. If you eat in the car, like maybe a cop can come by and say, "What are you doing here? What are you doing in the parking lot by yourself in the dark? Eating?" That's weird, okay? So guys, don't do it. I mean, do it, but expect to be seen as tourists right away. That's something very funny, because Italians and Europeans in general can tell an American from very far, from far away, okay? For example, and this is a bonus difference, like if you don't want to be seen and recognized as very quickly as a tourist, then maybe you shouldn't wear Hawaiian shirts, because Hawaiian shirts is for Hawaii, it's not for Italy. Cowboy hats, because cowboy hats is for cowboys, not for Italy. Or, and this is the most important thing, do not wear flip-flops, because in Italy flip-flops are not a thing, and in general any open shoe is not a thing, especially during, say, spring, fall and winter, okay? Maybe we can use open shoes, not so much, for example, I'm not a fan, but we use it only in the summer, only during the summer, whereas here in America I see people going in flip-flops and shorts all day, all time, all year, okay? So usually the stereotypical American is with an Hawaiian shirts, mirror glasses and flip-flops. So if you don't want to be recognized as a tourist right away when you go to Italy, when you live in Italy, or when you visit Italy, do not wear flip-flops. Thank you so much to watch the video. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, put a thumb up, comment and share with your friends. Also tell me if you want, if you would like any other video about Italy, about differences, about cultural things, about interesting curiosities. You just tell me here in the comment section and I will take a look at it and I will look into it. For now, goodbye everybody. To the next video.